Welcome to Off the Stage Podcast.
And welcome to Off the Stage Podcast, as I just said there. It's the show where we take mostly musicians off the stage and into the pub to talk about the ins and outs of the music world. But every now and then, we get someone from the music industry that is... Well, are you a musician?
I am, yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay, we do get musicians, but the reason we've invited on you the show is because you are part of Sapien Records.
Yep, that's right, yeah, yep.
Right, excellent. I'm trying to think, hang on.
Press the clap button.
Where's the clap button?
Oh yeah, you deleted it last
episode.
episode.
I deleted the clap button.
All right. So yeah, ladies and gents, we have David Smith with us. Thank you very much. He does normally have an applause button, but he deleted it last episode. Yeah, so Sapien Records, what is that?
It's a label predominantly. We were formed about 12 years ago now, just to help out local artists, just to take the next steps in whatever is on to achieve. So yeah, sort of 12 years ago, with some heavy artists, had some great success with them, and then not to be pigeonholed, we started working with like folk artists and pop artists and acoustic artists.
Yeah.
And yes, it's been going great ever since. Just helping artists out in just their creative endeavours.
Yeah.
We've also got Sapien Songs, which is the publishing arm to Sapien Records.
Right.
And from that recently, over the past 2 or 3 years, we've set up another company called usethismusic.com, which is a sync service which helps artists to get their songs on music, TV, adverts, games.
Oh, brilliant.
So there's lots of different...
Do you have to be
arms
part of Sapien Records to use that? Or
Not
is
at
that
all.
Just for any musicians?
Anyone can sign up, yeah. It's all open, and yeah, people can access whether we work with them as a label capacity or not.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. That's
Cool. That. One of my questions, I think you already kind of asked it, was because I know a lot of, especially like more local labels tend to have like a specific niche to them. Like we've just up there, like there's Cereal Bowl Records. They're like they specify pretty much in punk music. I was going to say, do you have a specific like genre that you work with? But I think you're saying you started with metal, then you do like...
Yeah, not at all. Literally, I've got a quite eclectic taste in music.
Yeah,
and that I think comes through the artists that we work with or have worked with in the past on the label.
Yeah.
If something just catches my ear and it's got something a bit different about it, then yeah, I'll offer pushing them through the industry.
It's just a slight spin on what James was saying. Obviously, when you started off as like the rock metal,
yeah,
was there much of a difference, or did it feel weird when you started going to different genres, or did it just fit normally?
It's totally different. It's just the teams which are involved, really.
Yeah.
So we had a great success with our first band, who were called We Are Knuckle Dragger, and the marketing teams and the booking agents and the producers involved with that project were totally different to other bands, such as Dennis, who like a folk brass, like acoustic band. We work with a totally different team for that. Georgina Gale, who's the latest on the label, she's going to be working with a totally different team yet again.
Yeah.
So it keeps it interesting for myself. I think if you steer with the same like type of genre, you'll get like sick of just
so
doing the same thing over and over and over. So it's interesting.
So obviously, for example, you say Georgina Gale, she is singer-songwriter. She's got her own like team.
Yeah.
Setup kind of thing. If you had another singer-songwriter, would they be in the same team, or would you assign someone different to each artist?
Possibly. We would see how things go with Georgina's campaign. If all was well, and there's no reason to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Just plug them down the same routes. Yeah.
What do you look for? What's the process of kind of like signing someone? Do you go out to look for people, or do you just stumble upon them?
Questions from part 2 here.
Oh right, okay. I'll just
go on, James.
Well, I'm genuinely curious anyway. Like, what do you look for in like an artist? What would be like an important feature of, if you saw? I mean, I know you're saying you're doing different genres, so it's obviously it's got to have something. It's not necessarily the type of music. It's kind of what stands out about that music. Is there something in particular that kind of really like you look at someone and you go, oh yeah, they're something above?
Yeah, totally. You just got to be talented within the field of whichever genre that they're working in. Obviously, I've got an eclectic taste in music, so I can associate directly with that genre, whichever the artist is working in. But I always like that little extra spark as well. So they're not just a carbon copy cut of whatever other artist is, but they've got that something different spark.
Yeah.
Might be even like a sort of a nod to sort of like a cross genre, and then I can work with that.
Yeah, it's finding something that you think you can kind of like market, and I've got a kind of I have an idea for you.
Yeah, so something that people can associate with, and then some.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
it.
That's the niche, the goal.
It is a tough market now, isn't it? Because everybody can get a camera and film themselves, and anybody can put songs out there on Spotify and stuff. So it is trying to find that little bit extra in it. It's such a.
I always advocate as well, like bands don't necessarily need labels nowadays as well. They can do so much themselves. That's something I advocate as well. Is just trying to do as much as you can yourself. The bands that I tend to find, the artists I tend to work with, are the ones like word of mouth, or they've sort of almost like presented themselves to me via their own successes, as it were. I rarely work with anybody on a cold email.
That's it.
It tends to be in a magazine article, or like I hear it on TikTok or Instagram or something. I hear a song, that's cool, and then get in touch with them that way.
That's cool. Because I was going to say, is there, for example, obviously if you got like a rock band, do you ever just be like, right, well, I want to find a new rock band, and then you go to like Trillions or other venues, and like, do you go out looking for that genre, or do you just end up finding? Did you just try that?
That is really nice.
I'll get back to the drink in a second. I doubt you'll ever get what that is.
The live thing will be the second thing. So I'd find them online or word of mouth, and then just look at when they're playing, and then I'd just go stand at the back and watch the gig for a bit, and then if the vibe's there, we'd have a chat. And if it's something they want to work with, then we can.
I was going to say, like, because obviously the DIY scene now is like, it's bigger than ever with like the likes of TikTok. Do you find like having a record label, is it harder to kind of navigate around that, or is it easier? Because I imagine if you know that someone can get like the followers and stuff like that, I imagine you don't have to take it. To me, it feels like you'll maybe not have to take as much of a risk, because you kind of already know that there's some potential there to begin with.
Yeah, the thing is, as a label, I've always took risks. I've always worked with artists from like literally, well, in the beginning, from day one. So with the likes of Georgina again, her social media presence over the past year has gone up, but when I started working with her, it was like just practically non-existent. But I could see the spark in what she was doing, so I immediately wanted to jump on board with that. Other artists might have a cool following already. TikTok's going through the roof. They might have however many thousand Instagram followers. Well, if they want to work, I can help in other areas. We'll jump on that. There's no sort of method as such.
Individual case.
It's case by case.
That's cool.
That's mint. Anna quickly asked James a question, because he's been dying for this. We normally do a what you're drinking kind of thing. We get what you're going for. So I mean, if you
that's not interesting, like, but
what are you drinking, David?
Is it Diet Coke or is it Pepsi?
I asked for Diet Coke, so whatever you got.
Is Pepsi okay? That should be their tagline, shouldn't it?
I got a sweetie pie sour.
Yes.
And I'd love to see if you can even hazard a guess what this is.
You know what? I tried it and I was like, because usually I wait until you ask the question, but I was really thirsty and curious, so I just thought I'd take a sip there, and I was like, oh, that's fucking lovely. So I'll pretend I'm taking the first sip. I thought I'd sneak it in, but obviously I didn't, because
you went, whoa.
That is very interesting, because it feels like there's like a fizz to it, but I don't see that there's a fizz. I don't know if there's any fizz to it. I haven't a clue.
Really
but
proud of this one.
It tastes really nice though. Like I can't even pinpoint the flavour.
What type of drink do you think it is?
I was gonna say stout because of the colour, but but it's not a very heavy stout. It's quite a.
It's not a stout.
Oh, is it like a sour?
This is blood or a need. I don't know. I'm going to say that without slipping the tongue and getting the podcast cancelled. Sour black ale.
Ooh, a Niederhugger. Is that what you said? Niederhugger, yeah. I've got to be really careful with that one. Well, what is it? It's sour black.
It's a sour black ale. He gave us a taste, and it tasted slightly stouty. We normally do like mystery drinks, and we always go for the sours. And sometimes we do go stouts. When I've seen a mixture for.
That's really nice, but it still doesn't give us what flavour it is. Sour black.
Sour black ale.
But what?
I don't know.
Is black a fruit? I don't know. Because it doesn't taste like blackberry. It's got like a little, I don't know what that flavour is. It's got like, we've got a picture on there, but I don't know. It's just black.
But
Taste of black. I see you red dawn.
but you enjoy your
But anyway, it's very nice. So that's a
big shout out.
yeah.
So just going back to Sapien Records and stuff. Obviously, we were talking about how you get to like sign people, you find them. Is it always the Northeast you work in, or have you ever found someone else? Because technically Georgina isn't Northeast, but she is. I think she is for uni. If I'm right with that.
Yeah.
But is there ever someone in like Manchester that you go down? You're like, we want to work with you?
One of the other biggest artists I worked with was actually an electronic duo from London. They're called Big Lad. And I found them because we were on tour with Knuckle Dragger at the time, and they had a gig down London, and Big Lad with a support band, and they just blew us away.
Yeah,
absolutely phenomenal. It's live drums, and then Wayne was like this unreal, like, I don't know what he does. It's like synths and buttons and all sorts of triggers, and it was like phenomenal. And it was just like this energetic, speedy electronica, which I've never witnessed before ever.
Yeah.
And so I just said to them straight after the gig, like, what he's doing, like, can we do something? And after a few weeks of chat, I put their first LP out, sold out, like vinyl, no bother.
Wow.
And they've gone on to since tour Europe and do festivals all over the world, and it's phenomenal. Like, so it's literally, that was just potluck. Never heard of them before. Support band, and just instantly like, wow, I want some of that.
Oh, that's meant that.
So it's just, like there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just anywhere. If something happening, then I'm up for it totally.
Yeah. So obviously, because you go to gigs as well to see the musicians.
Yeah.
Final question on this part: what would your favourite gig story be?
Gig story.
Or like something that stands out, or something
Definitely like an on-the-spot question. That
I know it is.
I'll give you the most recent one. Okay. I went to see a band called Lorna Shore. It was like a brutal metal band, I think from New Jersey, and they were playing down Leeds. So me and Ollie went down to Leeds to see them. Obviously everyone's like dressed as you would do. This is like black metal gig, and anyway, on their merch, like I love their merch, and they just released a Christmas jumper. So I went down wearing their Christmas jumper, thinking, oh, like cool, other people will be there. Nah, I was the only one in the Christmas jumper, and this is like beginning of November.
Okay.
So I'm in a Christmas jumper, and everyone's like just like staring, like flip neck, what's going on here?
But it was their Christmas jumper, wasn't it? So.
I kept saying for that. It's me on a short Christmas jumper, man.
That's a good merch idea. I've never seen a local band Christmas jumper.
It was bright blue and red, and everyone's just in black. So like I literally stood out and flip neck, great. But awesome gig. Just a bit uncomfortable, that's all.
Yeah,
hot as well, I imagine.
Hot,
I remember I went to a gig to watch James do a set, and it was just one of that. We did little buildings, and there was probably about 9-10 people in the room, but it's a small room, so it counts. And the headline that was on, they were fantastic. It was like an Irish Celtic band kind of thing, but they were proper crowd engaging. They were putting in the crowd. They knew who was in the room. And my issue is I came to see James's gig, and I'd love to have stayed to watch theirs, but I had a gig myself like 20 minutes later, and I'm just kind of like, oh my god, if I try to walk out the door, he's gonna like pop out.
Yeah, because you can definitely tell like one person left. Like it would be very obvious. They kept trying to make Alan jump.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm glad they're picking on you, because I'd feel even more obliged, because I was like the support act. I was like, I don't want to jump up and down. Like,
they were fantastic.
Yeah,
I would love to
really
stay for the full gig, but I had to like pull my phone out and be like, oh, I'm getting a phone call. Let's take this outside, James, and then just run to my car. It's like, I put them on my Spotify playlist since though. So
so that's supportive.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll take a short break. We'll come to part 2, and we'll see you soon.
We're back, baby! And welcome back to side 2.
See, you're a bit more chirpy recently, which is always good.
Yeah, well, as I was saying, like the past few weeks / months, I just haven't been myself, but I've started to come out Michelle again. So
last 10 episodes is like, welcome off the stage. I'm James Berry. This is Conor Michael. I hate my life.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, welcome back to part 2. We still have David here from Sapien Records. Is it your record company?
Yeah.
Are you the gaffer? Did you start this all up, or are you just like part of it?
Started it in 2009.
Yeah.
2010, 2009. Yeah. It started out like I was at uni at the time, and there's a guy there who's just like awesome at like everything.
Yeah.
Like and he was in a band called Knuckle Dragger, who I went to see, and ended up winning some Battle of the Bands at Trillions, and they were just blowing everyone away, like left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
So we kicked out 2 EPs by them, and then we went across to the States to do the first LP with a producer called Steve Albini, and then we did the second one with a guy called Ross Robinson, and they were all heavily involved with like metal music, like Slipknot and Nirvana and all that sort of stuff. So the UK press got hold of that, ended up doing some cool festivals, supported like some massive metal bands like Meshuggah and Dillinger, and just blew up, and it was great. So that was the first sort of Sapien releases. It's just running from strength to strength from there.
You've been there since like the start of the technological revolution.
That's, I mean,
like in terms of like music,
LimeWire and that.
Looking back, like I say, I've done all them great things, but like there's nothing documented on Instagram. Wasn't a thing.
Yeah, everything you've done is like
Bebo.
There would have been a point. It's like every single year, like the strategy of releasing things are completely changed because you're just at the whim of whatever the big social media corporates decide what the algorithm is.
Yeah.
It's like it's
really like I started the label. Say 2009. I didn't have a clue what I was doing at the time. So there was a guy. He was associated with Newcastle University, where I was at the time. He was called Tony Wadsworth, and he was the chairman of the BPI, which is the British Phonographic Institute, which is a collective of all UK labels. And he was like, "Oh, cool. Well, I can hook you up with some like meetings with people in London if you want, just to find out what I do." I was like, "Oh, great, yeah." So I ended up going down London, having meetings with all these different labels and publishers and management and distribution companies, just getting a wider picture of how things actually work. And at the time, it was physical was king. Like streaming was in its very infancy, and so I was on these meetings like, "Oh yeah, your first EP, cool, yeah, just got like 1,000 CDs, blah blah blah." I was like, "Oh cool, nice once we did that." I've still got like 900 of them in the garage, like so like flip neck. So I over-ordered there, like, but you learn as you go along.
Yeah, that's it.
And as release by release went, streaming services came, and vinyl came, and more important as well. So you just move with the times, really.
Yeah, you just keep promoting and updating your strategy and stuff.
I mean, who knows, 5 years time it'll be totally different. Like we just keep plodding on.
Well, apparently,
I wonder what else there will be in 5 years' time.
Yeah, apparently tapes are making a comeback.
Yeah, we do cassettes for well, depends which sort of genre. Yet again, like cassettes tend to work well with a sort of heavy punk DIY sort of thing. So those artists, we'll do a 50 cassette one to see how they go first. And it's.
That's the one thing I understand vinyl, because vinyl's like it's almost like to have a vinyl. It's almost like a bookshelf. You've got like a collection. You've got a physical thing. CDs. I guess CDs. You've still got a few CD players, but tapes making a comeback because the sound was never great on them anyway. It's obviously just like a nostalgic, quirky thing to do.
It's got an aesthetic to it. You put a tape on, it's a bit wobbly, a bit crap, but that's cool. You know what I mean? It's like
I guess so.
Do you reckon you still use the tapes not like how you would want to, or would you still have to have like a pencil to just rewind it back?
You need a pencil thing. I've seen
people that are watching this that were born after the year 2000 who don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm sure I've seen Sony's brought out a new Walkman, but it's like it's like a tape Walkman, but it's like USB charged, so it's like proper kind of getting into the 21st century. But it's it's a tape.
I think with any physical product, it tells the listener to sit and listen to it as a body of work, which is cool. It's people are into that. Great.
Yeah, I think I prefer doing that actually. Having something in front of us. And it's like,
so if you're really into an artist and you go to a gig and you want to buy something, you will still buy. I mean, I don't listen to many CDs anymore, but I don't have time to listen to vinyls, but I still collect vinyl.
Yeah.
But if I go to a gig, I'll buy a vinyl if I really like the artist, because I will find time at some point to sit down, put it on, listen to it.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'll just be streaming it on whichever service in the car.
Yeah.
Happy days.
That's it.
But I still like to buy merch. So I feel as though that's still a thing at gigs.
Yeah, I think it's more over now, because obviously I don't think I'll be bringing out CDs, to be fair, but I'm bringing out T-shirts.
Yeah.
So you give something someone will buy, like, to support the artist, because obviously there's not really much money in music these days, unless it's say vinyl. But vinyls are dead expensive as well. Like,
you got to have the quantity to make it viable.
Yeah.
Or sell it for an extortionate amount.
Yeah, that's it.
Or take a loss, which is what we do sometimes. Like just to
bring it,
just
it out
something to have in a campaign. Yeah,
that's a good idea actually.
We've got a couple of Instagram questions that have propped up today. So we've got at HMV Newcastle said, what movie what movie have you seen that's had the best soundtrack or score?
Oh, that is a good question.
Actually, recently on my playlist, I've had some of the Tron tunes on. So Tron, I would say.
Tron.
If I'm in the electronica mood, I'll put the Tron soundtrack on. Some of the tunes I've had. Just it depends what mood you're in, really, innit?
Yeah. I don't really watch many films. It's all Harry Potter.
I don't, but I enjoy Tron. I bought the soundtrack on vinyl.
Harry Potter's got a good little soundtrack.
I've started playing Oh Children at the minute because it's like on the end of Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Oh Children.
Hey little train, wait for me. Once was fine, but now I'm free. You'll probably know it if you heard it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I play the theme tune on guitar. That's about it.
Yeah. Also, HMV say who has been the biggest premature loss to music? Lennon, Cobain, Jackson, etc., etc.
I would probably say.
Obviously, it doesn't have to be them three, but
just of those, out of them. No,
out of anyone who's like lost early,
it's got to be someone in the 27 Club. Because obviously, like Michael Jackson wasn't really releasing any more songs, was he? So
yeah, that's true.
John Lennon was in his 40s. So I'm like,
I would have been interested to see how Queen would have gone on if Freddie had still kept going.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Kurt Cobain, I think, would have done some pretty cool stuff. Or he would have stayed like a recluse for like 20 years and made some weird comeback. I think that would be my kind of guess. But
I would say Jimmy as well. Just Jimi Hendrix, just the way his techniques and style and playing the guitar.
Yeah,
and the electronics of the time that he was using, like the pedals. How far he would have pushed that if he was still.
Yeah, he'd have his own range, wouldn't he?
He'd have his own.
Yeah.
So good question.
Yeah. I'd like to have seen what would have happened with Elvis if he hadn't been kind of like stuck.
Oh, I've went down a rabbit hole about Elvis.
Okay.
Apparently, it's the whole thing. Elvis isn't dead.
That's what Scott Girl said, isn't it?
Yeah. But there's a theory. I can't remember what it's called, but it's some pastor. Can't remember where he's from or anything like that. But he looks identical to Elvis Presley, and he sings. He sings in his congregation. And he sounds exactly like Elvis when he sings. And to make things weird, he was spotted at, I think it was Priscilla Presley, when she died. He was spotted at the funeral. And you think, well, what? There's no connection. He's like a different state and everything. So to suggest that he faked his own death to get away from fame. And there's a scene where there's one bit where he's singing "Only Fools Rush In." There's like a video of him, and it sounds identical. And yeah, so I think Elvis definitely isn't dead. Not trying to be too conspiracy theorist, but
there you go.
There you go.
Off the stage, official. Elvis will be joining us in a couple of weeks.
I'll have to find the clip. I'll have to show you it because it was like, honestly, it's a scary thing. I don't believe in many conspiracy theories, but that one is like, yeah, definitely, 100%.
Definitely 100%.
Definitely 100%.
Not a theory.
Yeah,
just a fact. Conspiracy facts is what they call them.
Yeah, that's it.
At Stitch_Redman_music_management says, what are 3 important things for new artists to do / know about?
I'd say patience. If you've got something to release, try and think about how you're going to do it. Just whack it out. You got a bit of almost like marketing savvy about you. Give it time to work in the press. Get a press campaign together. Radio's still important to it, especially like boosting and producing that as well. They can offer you sessions and stuff like that as well. Plan that in your campaign, and just strategically think about how you're going to actually release it. That'd be point 1. Point 2, just everything seems to be social media nowadays. As a bin that it is, just you got to be on it. I would say pick what you're going to be on and be good at what you are on. Like it's very hard to be good at everything.
That's the one thing I struggle at. I don't know which one to. Probably Instagram is probably the one I'm most active on. I think that's where I've got I get most reaction. But TikTok is so just tempting because it's like
it's there.
But then again, the algorithm, it's just funny because sometimes it says you've got like 300 views, but then you actually go on the analytics and there's like 299 have only watched for 3 seconds and swiped, so it's just like nobody really listened to it. It's like like fake numbers, isn't it?
I mean, the ones we use for usethismusic.com, we use Instagram, Threads, which is Instagram as well, the Twitter of Instagram, Facebook, X, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, TikTok. So we tend to use all those. Like I can't think of any more. If there's any more missing, let us know. But literally, to do one post, it takes like an hour and a half to do one post, and it's like, nah. So you got to assign time to do that. So like whether it's my artists or just in general artists, I employ it just to pick what you're good at and just to
stick at that.
To stick at that and just let your.
I'm trying to focus on Instagram at the minute.
I think Instagram is, but I think it's because we mainly do. Well, maybe not, but we obviously mainly do off the stage on Instagram, and I think we get tagged a lot, so I think we do get a bit more traction that way. But I always feel more comfortable. I think that's the other thing as well. It's like I don't feel as comfortable on TikTok. I don't know why. So that's something about the platform where it's just like
I get that. Like Instagram, I'll be doing like, here's a photo of I've just done a photo shoot, or we've done this is the content I'm doing. Whereas TikTok, I feel like I'm making content for people to find.
Yeah, it's like, more anonymous. I think Instagram, you've almost got a core. For me, anyway, I've got like a core group of people who I know like my stuff. So I can be more personal and straight. I don't have to try and introduce myself every single video like I would on TikTok. Because TikTok, you're sending out and people don't really know who you are. And I think it's a lot harder to get content to kind of stick with people. But obviously, if you get something that's viral, TikTok is the place to be for that. But I think sticking to like especially if you're like a local artist, sticking to like a core group of people who know you, keeping those interested. I think that's the Instagram's where Instagram goes. I feel like I'm wobbling here, but I felt I had a bit of a point there.
Podcast support, James.
Bob Joyce, that's the name of the pastor. Who's actually Elvis.
Have you been Googling that?
I have, yeah.
That's why he's wobbling, just so you can.
Yeah. So yeah.
Sorry. Third.
Third one be just make everything as easy and accessible for people to find. So what we've done with artists is just have the artistname.com or .co.uk, and then so people go on their site, and then everything's just like Linktree, just like tagged. Like just
I agree with this guy so much. It proper grinds my gears to do the Peter Griffin thing. We do the gig guide every Monday, and to do that I'll put it up on Canva because I can set like schedule posts, so like it'll come out Monday 10 o'clock even though I'm doing it like a Thursday afternoon, and I try and find every artist that's on it, and I'll go through the independence tickets. I'll be like, right, that's who's playing, I'll put them on the gig guide, and then I'll go on Instagram and find their Instagram tags. And like, let's say they're called, say a band called The Frogs or whatever, and I'd search for The Frogs, and you just get like pictures of frogs. You go, all right, well that's my fault really. So you go The Frogs music, then you don't get it. Then you keep looking for everything, and then eventually after like 2 hours of searching, and you find out it's just some guy there called Jim Smith. You're like, why? Like I've tried so hard to find you to give you free promo, and it's like it proper annoys us. And I had that last year where my tags, they're all Conor Michael, but it was like Conor Michael music, Conor Michael .music, Conor .Michael. I just revamped it all in December and went, I'm all Conor Michael UK. Everything's the same. I think it's so much easier.
Or even just get Linktree, because it's so easy to get Linktree, like it's free. Just sign up to it, put all your socials on. At the top, whatever's relevant at the top, so you might have a latest song, a latest gig, whatever, tickets, blah, 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 that goes at the top. And then just get ConorMichaels.com or whatever, if it's available, or whichever, and then you just stick that on your flyer or whatever, or zap with a QR code and takes people straight to it.
But keep it
nice
easy.
and easy, Think of the audience's perspective, like how would you find you? If that makes sense.
100% agree with you. Yeah, that's the one thing that's been like that I've discovered whilst doing the podcast stuff. How much other musicians annoy is by not doing the basics.
That's why I like doing this though. It's like because sometimes you do that and you go, crap, I do that as well. So you kind of you get a different perspective, don't you? Like when you slowly learn, like It's a tough world, isn't it, navigating through the realms of the internet.
It is. We've got at Stitch Redman said, "What's the secret to having a magnificent beard?"
Hey.
I'd like to know this.
But don't shave it off.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I feel better. It's slowly going back now.
Patience. This is a lockdown experiment.
All right.
And it's been going for whatever that was, like 3 years now or something. 2 years. Don't know.
4 years.
I should have just kept going, because it gets to the point where it just looks like really like ugly
Raggy.
and just like tatty and stuff. I should have just stuck with it just for like a year or so of acting. Damn it.
Need a good barber as well. Shout out to Michael Redhead, SB Barbers.
Well, that's one thing I didn't do.
Get a haircut.
Yeah.
I'm noticing.
Yeah, I really need a haircut.
I'm sure when I first met you had a buzz cut or something.
Yeah, I did. I did. I just haven't cut it since. Like, not even joking.
I think we said if we get to 1,000 Instagram followers on the podcast, James is going to go shave his
To
head.
be fair, that was if we got 1,000 Instagram followers at the end of last year.
Don't try to check it out, James.
I'm changing the rules.
We're 149 away.
Really? Oh God. Right, well. Or was it YouTube? I don't know. I think I'll stick with
figure it
YouTube
out.
if we do YouTube.
Oh, will you? If we get 1,000, I'll shave his head on podcast. At Mrs. Berry Insta said, "Have you ever had an artist approach you and ask to be signed?"
Yeah, regularly. Yeah.
I suppose that happens a lot, but
Yeah, Sapien is on a lot of lists, as it were, as well.
yeah.
So we get a lot of cold calls off people. And yeah, we do check them out.
How do you let them down gently? I'll be in contact. I just never call them back.
That's the thing. It's just, I feel offered. I'm that guy who just doesn't reply. So
Yeah.
I do apologise. That's me.
Yeah, but
Like,
you're bound to get like loads of people who have played 3 chords and went, right, I'm
Yeah.
for a label now.
Yeah.
But if someone is persistent, I do reply and just say, yeah, like try this, try that. It currently not for me because I'm truthful. Like I've got a lot going on
Yeah.
with other artists in
Yeah.
a minute, and it's like myself. You know what I mean? It's like I cannot have 40 million artists all
Yeah.
pushing at the same time. So I just say that, and then.
Yeah, you're good, but it's not for me personally. I
But
guess that's a good way.
To be honest, like I can tell a lot of the emails that come to us are just they've got me on a spreadsheet, so therefore they don't chase us up. So I'm just one of thousands that will be clicking.
Yeah.
So I don't feel the need to. But if I get 2 or 3 of them, I'll reply to them. But
Yeah,
It's fair enough.
just to stop them from replying to you.
yeah. No, but if you've got stuff going on, like I'm always open. Just david@sapienrecords.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't send us loads of like WAV files.
No, I'll probably after this, to be fair, I'll probably start messaging you just for like tips.
Yeah.
What's the best festivals looking at the minute? Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just don't clog. Anyone in the industry, don't send them huge files. Like no one's that's deleted straight away. Like 100%. Yeah.
We got 2 from at life_through_roses_eyes, but we technically touched the first one in the first part, which is how do you choose who you sign.
Yep.
But the other question is, do you take recommendations off of artists to check out?
Yeah, 100%.
So if I was like, if you'd never met him, I was like, look, James's band's really good, he's got a gig here, would you come down and take a look? Or would you just be like, we haven't got that on the bill? Or have you always got room to kind of...
I probably do what I said before, so like I'd normally check them online first.
Yeah.
If I'm digging it, the next stage would be I will go to the gig. It's just not viable to go to every single gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know, that's why we do this.
But so I'm 100% up for people recommending artists. It's how things operate. Yeah, that's how bands get signed and get big.
It's word of mouth.
I'll make a big she.
Can you record yourself doing that for like some kind of snippet? You do that quite a bit, and it's a very good accent.
What, gonna make a big she?
Yeah.
Like that? I've just recorded it there. So
Okay.
I'll snip it.
And before we finish this part, we've got a few questions from last week's guest,
Cool.
which is house proud. I just thought you knew off the top of your
Oh
head.
right. Oh, I thought to who's okay. Right. Okay. Who've already got house proud.
Yeah. Silly James. Question 1: if you could make a supergroup of local artists, who would they be?
Singer, I'll go for Courtney Dixon.
Okay.
She's good. Yeah. Seen her
She's
a few
got a
times.
class aura about her and a proper unique vocal style.
Yeah.
And a proper vibe. So she'd be the singer. Might mix it up genre-wise, like.
I don't think I've got an answer to this, you know.
I think I've got an answer, but it's just like
I'd have some brutal metal band, but Do we know any brutal metal bands?
Yosin.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a new one, isn't there?
Manners.
Yes, there you
Manners.
go. Manners.
There we go.
Yeah.
Mix them up.
Yeah.
I'm proper for mashups, like.
Big shout out to Ellen, new project.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll take that. Next question is, how do you like your eggs in the morning? I'm trying not to sing it.
Just pretty boring, just fried, just
fried.
Not funny. I like
I like
good solid.
but no, I like to dip my chip or bread or whatnot, and it's just a
Chips in the morning.
well, it's like eggs in the morning. So with my bread, my toast.
I'm a scrambled kind of guy. I had scrambled this morning as well. It's good.
So, yeah.
If I'm making them at home, I put a bit of spinach in there, a bit fancy.
If I'm doing that, I'll add a bit of chive on the top. That's what I'm doing in the French restaurants. Just like just a bit of colour, just make myself sound like a world class chef.
Gordon Ramsay.
No, I like a good runny yolk, but it's got. I kind of like if you put the egg in, and you let it cook for a little bit, then you flip it up, and then you slip it over, so the top of it kind of just settles, but not for too long.
Yeah.
So it means you've got like the egg's not gonna run prematurely. You've got to like physically get yourself into the egg, and it's like a volcano's go like that, and just
Some proper egg passion, don't you?
I know. Well,
I tell you what, I live in at the minute is a well-known coffee chain where I get coffee from, and they've got egg bites at the minute. I can highly recommend egg bites from this well-known coffee chain.
Yeah.
egg bites.
Egg bites. It sounds like the most random thing, but they're gorgeous.
What does this coffee chain start with? A C or an S?
It's got a green logo with
green thing.
mermaid, I think, on the front like this. Yeah, and egg bites. Yeah. I can highly recommend the egg bites.
I'll give that a try.
So like a crispy egg or something.
No, it's like a French, just very spongy egg, but you can either get them with ham, or you can get them with peppers and spinach, and I can advocate either. Equally,
Yeah.
that tends to be my dinner on the lunchtime.
Tomorrow. Final question is, what is the best Star Wars?
No idea. I don't watch Star Wars, unfortunately. But
You ever watched any episodes?
I couldn't tell you. I saw the remake of a Star Wars,
Okay.
a bit of it. I couldn't tell you what it was, when it was, who it was,
I get that.
which number it was. It was.
I saw like the original 6 when I was younger, but I haven't really watched them.
Empire Strikes Back is the best one.
Okay. Which one's that?
It's like it's technically where it gets confused. It's technically the second film, but it's episode 6 because they did.
Is it the second film that's released?
Yeah, they did 4, 5, 6 that were the first original
3.
from like the
And then
70s
they
and
did 1,
80s.
2, 3.
And then they did the prequels, which is 1, 2, 3. 2, people say the first one was the worst, but in reality the second one was actually the worst.
The second new one.
The second new one, that was
I like the third one though.
Revenge of the Sith.
That was
Yeah,
canny.
people seem to like that one. I can't remember what the hell the second one was called. That's how bad it was. Oh, Attack of the Clones. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like too CGI and just not good.
Okay.
So yeah, avoid that one.
So the fifth one's the best.
The 5th one, episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
Is that where you find out who Darth Vader is?
Yeah,
Alright, I get you.
he is the father.
Don't give him spoilers.
You've only had 40 years to watch it. It's fine.
And then final question is, can we get 3 questions for next week's guest?
Yep.
Again, they don't have to be music related. For example, eggs and Star Wars.
Pineapple on pizza seems to be a popular question.
Yes, is my answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never understood the controversy about it myself.
Look, people just don't think it fits. That is a nice little sweet taste about it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of a Hawaiian pizza, but I do like the odd pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a full English on a pizza once. Little sambuca, all English breakfast. It was weird to have like a pizza with like sausage and egg and beans and stuff.
Stick to traditional man pepperoni.
Like a pepperoni or like a Mexican hot.
3 things you've learned in the terms of advice to pass on to the next artist.
I took a big pause there. I wasn't sure if you just like 3 things you've learned, like math, science. Final question, and we'll take a short break.
And 3 of the most influential artists to you.
Cool. We will take a short break, and we'll be back in part 3. There we go. Switch.
Hey, this is Busted, and you've been listening to Off the Stage.
That's all right.
We're back, baby!
Welcome back to side 3.
I don't know whether I was expecting like energy or not.
All right, yeah, well, you know what I mean.
I do. That's why I was watching.
Yeah.
Welcome back to side 3 of 3. But we're still here with David from Sapien Records.
Hello.
Yep. He hasn't run away yet. A couple of questions that I had in my mind from the last part. Earlier on, you mentioned obviously you've had bands that have done big festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask, what's your favourite festival that you've put one of your own acts onto?
2 festivals.
Mm-hmm.
One would be Glastonbury,
Oh wow.
which is class.
Let's have some words with you after this.
Which has just worked out really well, and the way that the campaign of the album that we were working on at the time worked.
Yeah.
We just approached the right people at the right time. Actually, in the other ones, Leeds and Reading,
All right.
same thing. That
Cool.
was the more heavier stuff. It was just ideal timing for the campaign, and things were going that way.
Was it the same band on both
Oh
festivals?
no,
or
no,
different acts?
totally different. Like, so it was a band called We Are Knuckle Dragger did the Leeds Reading thing, and that was off the back of having like it was the second LP with Ross Ronson, who he produced like Glassjaw, Slipknot, Korn, like loads of them bands.
Yeah.
So they're going up and up and up anyway in the press, and I think just been on tour with Meshuggah, who are like a massive metal band that did a whole UK tour with them, and then the next thing was Leeds Reading, which at the time was a quite heavy festival.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got a quite good billing on there. And the Glastonbury one was a band called Dennis, who are a local what we call pit pop folk rock band. There's like a brass element to it. It's like a big brass section of the band, but still folky, acoustic-y. And yeah, we got in touch with.
I love how you're about to write this down.
I've got another question I'm putting in.
Billy Bragg, can't forget his Billy Bragg. Got in touch with Billy Bragg,
Really
who
cool.
curates. Just find out who works at these things. So he curates a stage called the Left Field Stage at Glastonbury.
Oh, yeah.
So we got a gig 2017 down Glastonbury. But
cool.
it was probably one of the best stages. If you've ever been to Glastonbury, there's loads of stages. The 2 biggest are the other stage and the pyramid stage, obviously, and the left field stage was in the middle of them too, so you had to walk past the left field stage to
You
get
still
to
get
these
some
other-
sort of traction, don't you?
yeah, so it was great. Like, it was ideally placed stage where if you play BBC introducing stages, it's great, but it's like out in the sticks. You got to like go there sort of thing, or be coming from your tent.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just pass between the 2 main stages, you pass Billy's tent, so it's ideally situated. Like, so it was
It's a good place.
It was a class gig that. Yeah, we spent the whole weekend there.
Mint.
It was class vibe.
Yeah, like you'd hardly go home after that, would you? Be like, I'm just in Glastonbury.
Yeah, that was great times. Yeah.
You mentioned Dennis Band was a bit of a folk rock kind of band.
Yeah.
Whereabouts are they from?
Hetley Hall,
How far is that from
Hortley Spring, kind of way. Yeah.
They're not. Yeah, it's
James is in the best ever folk rock band out of Full, and I wanted
name
to
of the
see.
band.
Oh, right, cool.
I want to see what competition he actually had.
So that's North Sunderland. We're South Sunderland. So
it's all right then.
You've still got your title for now.
Well, I've actually got T-shirts saying you're just the second best ever folk rock band out. As I'm waiting for a band to come out who's like much better than me.
I thought we were
from
about to
Full.
find it. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I knew that was the question you were going to ask. I was thinking, you're going to try and debunk me a little.
Well, you've put the title.
I know.
You've got to get challenged. Final question I had from the earlier ones is you mentioned BBC Introducing.
Yeah.
When you're putting acts on for the BBC Introducing, do you just do it the same as us muggles, where you go on the Introducing webpage, you upload your tour month and just hope for the best? Or do you have direct contacts where they're like, actually, because you're from a certain label, we can bunk you up kind of thing?
No, I do exactly the same as you guys. So you create the artist, or the artist creates the account. I tell them to upload the track, the pic, the biog.
Yeah.
And then I do email the presenter as well,
Yeah.
whichever introducing it is, just to say, this is happening, this artist. We've literally just uploaded the latest single, probably like it.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it's just pretty much what anybody else would be doing. Yeah.
Never sure of that. I think I've been played on BBC twice, but introducing once. I got played when Home came out, my first intro. But a couple of years before that, my Christmas single.
Yeah, I heard it on the way to work. I was like, on BBC Newcastle. I was like,
but it was on BBC Newcastle News, I think.
Yeah, was that?
I remember having to wake up like 5 a.m. to do an interview with them.
Yeah,
I'd advocate every artist to do it as part of the campaign, because we've had great successes from it, not just from plays, but things like national plays and festivals, and like in studio sessions, all sorts. Yes, it's a really good tool. They do all sorts, great and good for upcoming artists.
That was my few questions from the earlier part. Normally we ask the musicians what shows and songs you got coming up, but is there anything that Sapien have got to advertise? Anything that is happening this year?
So I've mentioned quite a bit in the podcast about Georgina Gale, who is an amazing singer-songwriter from Cumbria, currently residing in Newcastle for university. We've been working on her first EP campaign, which will be coming out in the next few months, 3 to 4 months. We're just stockpiling everything for that, all the visuals, all the audio, and that's ready to rock anytime soon. She has got a headline gig coming at the Mosaic Tap in Newcastle.
I believe in you, got this.
Of which the date is, let's have a look.
We'll get with diaries out.
I'll see if I'm available.
There last year, but I didn't advertise it very well.
The 21st of March.
21st of March.
So that's Georgina Gill's headline gig.
Ooh, that's a Thursday.
Tap.
I'm usually free on a Thursday.
I went to Dublin, but I think things can swap around.
Well, that's why I have Thursdays off. I'm gonna put that in my diary, because I like Georgina Gill.
So her stuff sounding amazing. If you've seen it before acoustically, the EP is gonna blow you away, because it's not acoustic.
Proper full production.
I've been working with an amazing producer called Tony Brown. He does stuff for like Netflix. He's I think he's signed to Universal Publishing. He's just phenomenal. But he's like a local lad. He's from like Sunderland. And he's just
so if he's signed to Universal Publishing, does that mean her songs won't be allowed on TikTok? Is that a thing?
No. So they come to him saying like, "Oh, cool. We need I don't know. We need something for Netflix. Can you make us the latest Jay-Z song?"
It's not like he's contracted anything. He does this.
So he's their go-to for creating songs like this. But I know he is wanting to work with other artists and singers. Well, not just in the area, but like nationally as well. I think Georgina Gill's his first sort of independent artist.
Cool.
And it just sounds absolutely phenomenal.
Where did you get it recorded?
Art Centre, Washington.
Oh, really? Oh,
God,
that's cool.
He's got the studio down there now.
Really?
That's his place. So it's literally, these people are on our doorstep.
Yeah.
It's just knowing where they are. It's all with talented like people.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to do this. Just trying to get the word out.
Just find out.
So Tony Brown, awesome producer. Get in touch. He's
guy.
up for working with people, definitely. That's coming out. Just get the whole campaign in order. So tops 4 months, that'll be out. It's going to be awesome. There's a heavy band I've been working with for a few years called Dunes. We've released their first two LPs.
I recognise that name actually.
It's like desert rock, it's like stoner rock, the most like unreal, just like drawn rock there is. Their live shows has been phenomenal and the most hardest work and band I know. Playing festivals and shows all over the UK, all over Europe, and had a whole US tour planned for last September, which got cancelled last minute, just some sort of visa issue or something. So that was a bit of a kick in the balls. But it's just but one things. But they're the most hardest work band. I know they've got stuff coming out over the next few months. So that's an exciting. Keep an eye on June as well. Keep watching them guys. And Dennis as well. I've been recording the album for the past 6 years, I think now.
That sounds like me, to be honest. Like
the last one came out.
The
last one came out in 2016, which is how we got the Glastonbury 2017 gig. And then you had the whole lockdown thing a few years after that. You have the idea, we've got loads of time, like lockdown, no one's doing out. We did nothing.
That's it.
And now it's like, cool. So like 6-7 years down the line, it should really sort of like pick it up. But literally, we're down to the last few sessions now, and that everything's drums are done, guitars are done, everything's done. It's literally like just the final bits of fairy dust, and then that's ready to rock as well.
Cool.
That should be seeing the light of day this year.
Awesome.
Sometime, hopefully summer, September, October time.
Brilliant.
So lots happening, lots
Yeah,
in the fire at the minute.
cool.
So
That's
it's
exciting.
like keep busy.
I feel like since the pandemic happened, like 2024 sounds like the big year for all musicians. Everyone
Yeah.
seems like they're
Everyone's
spending a
finding the
couple
feet
of years
again.
getting
You know
back
why? I mean, I'm not trying
big
to sound like superstitious, but it is the year of the dragon. Wow.
and the dragons like music.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It just sounds like a fierce kind of like action. Like let's get like dragon, whoa, fire, doing stuff out, and yeah. So I'm
That's what they all say. Year of the Dragon. Everyone releases on Spotify.
Yes.
So aside from people that are on your label, have you got any other local grassroots, local, whatever you call them, artists that you'd like to give them a shout out?
Cool, yeah. So, I said before, I like to find artists via word of mouth.
Yeah.
One artist I saw on social media was a heavy band called Head Cage recently, as in like 2 days ago. Dennis played a gig at the fire station in like November or October last year. We had an amazing sound engineer, so I followed him on Instagram. And he was teching at this gig the other night, and he just put a post up with this band called Head Cage. Now he liked what the vibe was on their feed. So I'm following them now. The next live gig I'll probably go down and just see what they're doing, and yeah,
Cool.
let's just see what happens from there. So yeah, hopefully
Head Cage.
Head Cage. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, cool. Would you reckon there'd be one that you actually I'm stumbling because I'm making this up as I go. Would you ever find a band that you think is so good that you'd rather just be a fan rather than just work with them? Like you went to Head Cage, they were fantastic. You're like, I'd rather just follow them on tour rather than actually work with them. Is that kind of a thing?
It's kind of good though, because I like to be like almost like intimidated a bit.
Yeah.
I think Flipneck, like there's another amazing band on the artist called Vida, and she sent us, well, it was word of mouth again, but I got a link to some first tracks, and I was like, this is a joke, because she was that unreal, like phenomenal from like even this rough demo. It was like the best thing you've heard in your life.
Yeah.
I was like, how can we actually do this? But yeah, we've worked with Vida over the years, and she's just unreal, amazing artists, and we've just been like nothing physical, just all pure streams. And her tracks have recently just topped the million mark on like Spotify and that. So she's like just phenomenal playlists, and it's going through the roof. And it's just pure quality. But it was that initial like flip neck, like how can I actually add to what's going on here? Because that's a sign of like what artists do. They're amazing at their talent, but they can't do everything. So it was a pleasure for me just to say, right, you do that. You do your art.
You be yourself.
And I'll do the other stuff.
Rest,
And I haven't got to worry about booking studios or any of that sort of stuff. She did all that herself. And I just helped purely on the business side, and it's been phenomenal working with her.
Awesome.
Brilliant. Cool.
Cool.
Just before we go, is there any final questions you'd like to ask David? It's one of the episodes where I've done a lot more talking.
I don't know. I think have I not done much talk? I thought I've talked quite a lot.
So I've rambled a lot, to be fair. Over talk to you or something.
No, to be fair, most of the things I was wanting to ask, I kind of asked straight away. The first, the other thing, like, do you when you kind of picking recording studios, do you pick studios that you think would fit the artist best, or is it someone that you can trust as a producer that's going to do like a good job?
100%, yeah. So I mentioned before, Knuckle Dragger, when I first started with them, they're like a very raucous underground punk, metally DIY vibe band. And they did the first 2 EPs with a chap called Sam Grant at Blank Studios in Newcastle, which sounded phenomenal. They actually recorded part, if not of all of it, at their actual rehearsal studio. Like just proper DIY vibes, just laptop, plugging things in.
That's literally what, like with that, I was talking to you before the things, just like you just get it.
But then like things start to go upwards, which is great. So you always think, oh, how can we up this? And the next dream guy was Steve Albini at the time, who produced like Nirvana's stuff. And like he's like proper analog recorder, but he just gets the vibe like just right. So we did it with him over in Chicago, and then came LP2. And we're like, right, who's the next guy we can get on board?
Yeah, it's kind of peak there, aren't you?
So then went with Ross Robinson in LA, and he did like the first Slipknot album, which is like pure raw and like in your face and corn and sort of, like glass jaw, like, and that was the vibe for that as well. And they just fit perfectly in those slots with those producers. And I've mentioned Georgina Gale recently as well. So we tried a couple of cool producers around the area, just to, obviously predominantly it was just like singer-songwriter. So we worked with Dave Brewis from Field Music. on the first single, and just from conversations found Tony Brown, who, as mentioned before, he's doing all sorts for Netflix and Universal and that, and that's gone that way, which is great, awesome.
It's great how that works out though, because you've experimented a little bit and you've found something. You go, oh, let's bring that up.
It's at the end of the day, it's about having fun with it and
absolutely
having like almost like a dream. Like, right, this is where we are now. Where do you want to be? How are we going to get there? Who's going to help us get there?
Yeah.
And what could be interesting for this project? Which is. I love DIY recording. I love like what we're doing now. Or like we could be in a room right now just jamming some tunes down and that. But it just depends what vision you got and how commercial you want to go.
Yeah,
like how are we going to get there?
You've got. I mean, essentially, the song is the product, and it's like, so how do I package the product in a way that I think would sell to a particular person I wanted to sell? Sometimes the DIY stuff people love. I love the kind of folk punk stuff. Yeah. Which is just a guy with the guitar and half the recordings are just on the phone.
Yeah, sounds all it needs.
The songs are cool as hell, and they're just like, if they were properly produced, they probably won't sound as kind of like, it wouldn't fit the image kind of thing. But it's I'd love to have a proper shop around, to be fair, like with like different producers and stuff like that. It'd be
I mean, there's loads of like you don't have to go obviously the States. There's like loads of amazing people within the local vicinity, as I said, or Centre Washington. It's like 5 miles away. It's like,
that's it.
So it's just keeping you ear to the ground, seeing what's happening, who's working with who. Obviously, all the local studios are clued in as well. Like different producers work with the local studios. Like loads in Newcastle, Shields, Sunderland, all sorts. So
that's pretty cool.
Just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to record something and then say no. I want to try this other thing, and like, you know what I mean, like
that's actually really good advice, because you feel like you're stuck otherwise. You'd be like, oh, I made this decision, because honestly I've got loads of songs that I've like rewritten like 5 or 6 times I've never been happy with, but then I think like I didn't mind the second version, but why why not just release them both? Like, it's my flipping song, I can do what I want.
It's my thing. I'm about to go through my old album. It's like a demo album really, and just pick like 4 or 5 of my favourite tracks and just do them proper. I think it's my plan for this year.
That's good.
I think so. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, and that's been enjoyable.
It's
Thank
been
you
a
very
good
much.
chat.
Awesome.
Just finally, what socials have Sapien Records got so that people can drop you a follow and just
everything Sapien Records at Instagram, X, Facebook, YouTube. The only TikTok we've got is usethismusic.com, which is it's the sync side of things. So if artists want to investigate getting their music onto adverts, TV, film, computer games, usethismusic.com, check out that as well. I'm on that.
I'm going to try that actually. What's it
all,
called?
all one word, use this music.
How do you spell that? Use.
As in, please use my music.
Oh,
thank you.
Use this music.
Yeah. Clever name, eh? We just post up the briefs there, and then also talking about what briefs are coming up as well on the socials. But yeah, that's the sync.
Cool.
Music synchronization side of things.
Awesome.
If you haven't already, drop us a follow. We are at Off The Stage UK on everything except Twitter. We didn't get that one sorted. It's at Off The Stage 2. Somebody got there first. We also do a Song of the Week submission. So if you can submit your songs to otssubmissions@outlook.com. Off The Stage submissions. Basically every Friday we will pick a song, say this is our Song of the Week.
Thursday.
Every month we'll do a little competition for who's Song of the Month, and at the end of the year we'll do a competition for every Song of the Month to be Song of the Year, etc. And we'll try and get some kind of award sent. It's nothing massive, it's just that little bit more incentive. We are linked with First Choice Radio and Spark FM. If you can send us your tracks, there's a chance we can get them played on both them radio stations, as well as pretty much through our Instagram stories whenever we advertise something.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's everything we need to promote.
I think so, yeah.
Go stream Come and Kiss Me. That should be out by now, I think.
Come to my gig on the 13th of April at the Globe.
Thank you very much for coming down, David.
Thank you, awesome, thank you. Much appreciated.
It's been a good crack.
It's been really good, I've enjoyed it actually. It's been really good.
You're good?
Yeah, on to the next one.
Yep, we will see you later. Thank you very much.
Oosh.
Awesome, thank you.